Okay, let's see. We are live. Oh.
He's so excited. Callie, do not. Don't knock over the ring light.
Hey, everybody. Our inaugural setup is here, y'all. Hop in, hop in. You can ask questions. You can torture Laura. Ask her all the questions you need. She is fun. She is awesome. She is a pro. So we are excited. Good to see everybody. Let me know where you're logging on from. Let me know where you're watching from. This is our first live on the Memes for Togs page on Facebook. Also, we're live on Amazon.com. You probably don't hear me anyway because the music is so loud. But anyway, we are live on Amazon.com/shop/memes for Togs. And like I said, if you are on our Memes for Togs page, say hello, y'all. Say hello. This is our first time to be live. And I believe Laura is supposed to be on vacation, but she's... No, not you. Yeah, you. All right, we are live. Let's see what everybody's saying. Okay, I didn't put a description on our thing. Here we go. Okay. Where are we? There you are. Okay, everybody. Hey, good afternoon. I'm coming to you live from New York City. My name is Lemuel. I am the creator and curator of Memes for Togs. And thank you so much for joining us. If you're on Facebook, we'd love to invite you to come and maybe ask your questions, say something nice, something crazy, or ask any questions that you may need. I have with me the one and only Laura Wolff, a North Carolina photographer from Charlotte. What's up, girl?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Welcome. Thanks for hopping on to my inaugural peer highlight. Is that something we could call this thing?
Sure, why not? I don't know what you call it really.
Well, yeah, it's my show, my page. I could call it anything, right? But yeah, so a few weeks ago, I got noted by Amazon that I could go ahead and do live videos with them and provide them some content. And so I thought, you know what, the best way to do it is highlight some of the pros that follow me on Memes for Togs. And so you were one of the first people that actually volunteered to get on this live. So can you share a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am from Virginia, but I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've lived here for about 6 years. I'm a professional photographer. I'm the team photographer for the Charlotte Night. I also work for the NFL, and I do weddings and portraits and anything else you could possibly want pictures of.
I'm glad about that. Are you excited to be here? Or as you said, are you a little bit nervousy?
I'm very excited. I've never done a live stream before. So I'm nervous, but I'm definitely more excited than nervous.
Well, like I said, this is our first time also, so I thank you so much for being the first interview. So let's take a look at a little bit about what brought us here. Is firstly the memes, right? So I wanted to ask you, what was your three favorite memes? And you had chosen three of your favorite memes, and I want to know a little bit why this means or it resonated to you, and share a little story behind it. So this is the Tonya Harding. Broken.
So this one resonated with me because I was so ready for baseball season to start up. I was ready for wedding season to start up. I was ready for portraits and even some graduation pictures and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden I felt like COVID just took my legs out from under me,
Man,
and
yeah.
everything's gone. So
Yeah.
this one resonates with me.
I'm just moving. Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
You're
How is business, by the way, with COVID?
I'm sorry?
I said, how's business, by the way, with COVID?
It's been very slow up until like the last 3 months. I feel like in the last 3 months, I haven't had a chance to sit down and breathe.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad for that.
Family photo shoots, Christmas card shoots, fall pictures. There's events are kind of picking up more now that people are figuring out COVID guidelines and being able to kind of figure out how to navigate their own businesses.
Yeah.
So it was very slow in the beginning, but recently it's been good.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I shared it with you, or I shared it with somebody. I pivoted this year and wanted to go to like legacy portraitures, which more high-end clients. Unfortunate for me that really needed networking and all these facing these people that have that kind of money to be able to pay for the kind of work that I was going to provide. But so it is what it is. But I'm glad you're starting to work again. And didn't you get any like cancellations?
I had one wedding actually stay on in August.
Yeah.
They switched their entire kind of like structure to make it more COVID friendly. But I did have one wedding that I was supposed to shoot in September. They postponed until next May. And then obviously baseball season was canceled.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, I mean, my working for the NFL have shifted. I'm on a reserves list, so I only go in if they need me. But other than that, it's been supplemented with all these families wanting fall pictures.
Well, you did send us, because I requested those that maybe want to come on and be interviewed to send us some of their favorite photos. And you sent me a photo. I'm gonna go and where is it, girl?
Which one?
The one that you shared with me with the stadium.
Go to work.
Work, okay.
In the top left, and then
hold on, give me 1 minute. Oop, 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 oop. It's the wrong one. I'm gonna do it here. Okay. Work.
And then go down to stadiums.
Stadiums.
And then scroll. The email should have come through by now. But
oh yeah. I mean,
if you zoom in on that one, it should.
There you go. You see, we know what we're doing around here. There you go. All right. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Sure. So at the Charlotte Knights field, which is now Truist Field, every year we put Christmas lights on the field, and this year we've actually started to put Christmas lights around the concourse and made it kind of like a walk-through light show.
Okay.
But every year I go and I take pictures of the lights on the field because it's just amazing. The field itself, being in Uptown Charlotte, is just, the view is ridiculous as it is, and then you add Christmas lights and it just takes it to a whole nother level. So for this one, I actually went on the roof of the stadium.
Okay.
And I set up, as you can see, kind of down the third base line, and I was using my, I think I was using my Nikon Z6.
Did you say D6?
My D6. Sorry, she just jumped on the computer.
Was it D6 or your D5?
It was my Z6.
C6. Let me see. There it is.
That one
Okay.
right there. So I was using the Z6 with the tripod that is also linked. And mind you, that tripod that I have, I feel like I could throw it off a mountain and it would come out perfectly fine.
Yeah, let's take a look at this a little bit. Can you talk a little bit how you use your C6? How long have you had it, and why did you choose this? I mean, you have the D5 here, and you have the D3s. Why would you choose the C6 over the other cameras?
So the reason I got the Z6 is because the shift into so-called shift into mirrorless was very interesting to me. I'd never known anything but DSLR. And so when mirrorless came out, I was very interested and I wanted to try it out. Yeah. And I actually got it last football season to shoot kind of more like fans, cheerleaders, stuff that wasn't action because they hadn't quite figured out the autofocus yet. Yeah. They've been tweaking it and it's gotten a lot better. And so, plus I wanted a camera that didn't weigh 10 pounds to take on like vacation with me and to like portrait sessions, but I still wanted to be able to take professional quality photos. So that's how I got into buying the Z6.
Yeah, I do have the C6 too, and I found it to be a lot better than my 750.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did find it better responsive on low light, definitely lighter. But the only thing is that I only had one Z lens. And so it was a little tricky with the adapter. Are you using your native lenses for the Nikons, or you're using older lenses for the Z?
So I don't have any Z lenses. The thing that kind of drew me to the Nikon Z6 is that they did offer that adapter, and I wouldn't have to switch my entire arsenal of lenses because I still use my D5 for all the sports that I shoot, and my D3s I bring out when I'm going to need an extra camera. So I like the fact that I could still use the lenses that I already had while using this new mirrorless camera. And the images that I get from it are they're so crisp. They are like you can see they're super crisp no matter what lens you're using. The response to the light, like you said, is so much better than I feel like with the DSLR normally.
Yeah, I know, and I love it. I mean, the only thing that I could say about it is that the memory cards were so expensive. Goodness.
Yeah, the XQD cards, they are expensive. My D5 uses the XQD cards.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, so I just kind of put them in and out. I've got 3 of them. So, because my D5 is a 2-slot. So I load them up.
And just shoot away, right? And I got really intrigued when you sent me the 150. Was it which one is it? The 120-300. But I want to talk about that later because it is some coin up there. So we want to talk about that a little bit. But I want to explore a little bit more about this photo. So I see that you use your fisheye on this.
I used my 8mm fisheye. There's a story behind that fisheye. It was 3 days before 4th of July 2 years ago at the baseball stadium. And if you're familiar with Charlotte, North Carolina, we do a sky show.
Okay.
Which is the largest fireworks show in the Southeast on 4th of July at the ballpark. And I was tired of taking the normal photos that I was always taking, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. And I bought that lens off Amazon 3 days before 4th of July and just said, I'm going to wing it. See if it works.
Yeah, this is a very inexpensive lens.
It's weird, right?
It's so weird because some of my like well-received photo I got with my 35 1.8, and as a Nikon shooter, those things are like dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're not like. I think it's the fact that it's like I was very nervous buying it, but at the same time I was like, okay, if it doesn't work, I can return it because it's Amazon. Right. 2, if they don't let me return it, I'm really only out $200.
Yeah.
And technically that's nothing in the photography world. So I was like, chalk it up to a loss if it doesn't work, but it worked out great and it's been working out. That lens is a horse for me, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's well built too. Is it like metal? Is it like the Rokinon?
Yeah, it's heavy. It's a heavy lens, and it comes in its own little like clam zipper carrying case that's shaped the lens. And I don't know if there's more pictures of that lens on the screen, but it comes with like a completely encompassing lens cap. Yeah, the one down to the bottom left to the lens. It comes with that lens cap. Yeah, that it sits in, so the entire lens is completely protected. And
sweet.
I mean, it's a great lens, and you can do apertures from, you can see the f3, but it also goes all the way up to, I want to say it's like 22. It's either 11 or 22.
You know what I thought you were using it for when you sent me the list? I was like, oh, she must use it for really tight detail shots.
Oh no.
Well, I should have known. I don't know why I would think that way. Of course not.
I want to encompass the entire skyline of Charlotte from only 3 blocks away.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was thinking. You know what it was? Because I have a Laowa Macro 15 ultra wide macro lens. So I kind of like wanted to do like a trip out of like the wedding rings and really kind of up close macro shot, but like have maybe bokeh or the invitations or something like that. I used it once and I haven't used it again. I don't know.
Oh no. That's when you chalk it up to a loss.
Yeah, but let's take a look at it again. So did you use you didn't, so what was your settings here?
Cool. It's a great question. I was probably at about mid to low ISO. I want to say maybe like 2 to 400 for the ISO, because I wanted the buildings to be illuminated, but knowing that the concourse was so bright with all of the lights in it, I didn't want to like completely overexpose them. And I wanted the building from the lights from the buildings to kind of radiate out a little bit, but not too much, so you lost all of the definition in it. So I probably did. It was probably about a 5 to 8 second exposure.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask. I was looking to see some trails or lights or something like that where it was a long exposure.
Well, if you look at the tops of the skyscrapers and you see the light beams going up, that's really the only trails you're gonna see, because you can't see the roads from that vantage point. Of course. And the people are too like far underneath. Right.
Well, but you know, you said that this was well received. You got some.
My boss at the Knights, he sent it out to all of the media in Charlotte, and he sent it out to MILB, and everybody loved it, and they all posted it that night. And it was getting tons of shares and likes and retweets and all of that stuff on social media, and it did very, very well.
You know, I feel like we should talk a little bit about the fact that that's a $200 lens, and the C6 is maybe a $1,600 camera, or $1,600 camera, right? Yeah. And so you're talking about creating a image that has been well received for what would be less than $2,000.
Yeah, which is crazy to me, because I'm used to using, like, you can see those lenses right there. Those are all for $1,000 lenses.
So let's talk about these lenses here. Let's talk about this puppy. Right?
That is
holy moly!
For all my sports.
Yeah, talk about it a little bit. Holy cow! I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my god, that's so expensive."
It's a good lens, though. It's a sturdy lens. I've only had to send it in to Sigma or Nikon. I can't remember which one that I've got. Once, and that was because the ring that the shoe is on got off of its track, and that's really it. But
And you're talking about the aperture is a 2.8.
mm-hmm.
This is a fast lens.
Because baseball is all played at night for the most part. You have the occasional Sunday day game, you have the occasional Tuesday day game for Kids Day, but every other game it starts at 7. So I really need that low aperture because unless the lights at the field illuminate, but not for photography. They're just there for players and everybody can see what's going on. But I'm shooting with my 2.8 at that focal length the entire night. So,
dude, this must be so heavy. And you're using the D5 with this?
Yeah. It's very heavy.
Let me see your guns, girl. I'm going to have to make a meme right now. Laura, like, under your clothes is going to be like this petite young lady. When she's like in the beach, she's got like muscles upon muscle.
It's heavy, and when I rent 400s for football games now, because we have to shoot in the stands, we're not allowed on the field. I need that extra distance.
Yeah,
those things weigh even more, and they're even longer, and it's just like.
Well, you have to use like a footer for that, right? Like a little lens stand.
So I use a monopod. I think I forgot to give that to you, but I use a monopod for all baseball and football, just because I'm standing shooting, and so there is no way that I am carrying that thing around for 4 hours. I forgot it. I was shooting a game at Catawba College one day, and I forgot my monopod. It was a football game, and I had to carry that thing around. I was so sore the next day. I was like, never in my life. I put a monopod everywhere. I was like, okay, there's a monopod in the car in case I forget. There's a monopod in my camera case just in case. There's a monopod in my house just in case.
People are going to come to you and be like, what is that for? Don't ask.
Don't make me beat you with it. But
that's right. Now, do you have... Go ahead. What you said again?
I'll never forget my monopod ever again after that game, ever.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I mean, I do like weddings for 10, 12 hours, and sometimes you take a portion of that with the 7200, but this is beastly. And you're talking about the 400.
Oh my God. I don't own a 400. I'm on my way there. Once baseball season starts up again, I am buying one.
Now, how much is a 400?
Too much.
That's right.
Don't hate me, Camera World, but it's just over $11,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I am very, very, very fortunate that my parents, they're both retired, so they loan me the money to do it, and I just pay them back every month until it's gone.
I mean, it's a work that you need for what you do. Now, do you have a photo where you actually use this lens on your webpage?
Oh yeah, all of the sports ones except for hockey.
This one?
No, that's a pano. That's
okay. So that's more stadium style. So let me go back to your.
So if you zoom out and go back up to work. Oh, hey Bailey. That's my friend.
That's your friend.
Yeah.
Menu.
And if you go to keep going up.
Work. Okay.
You like to work? Yeah.
Let me bring this back
down. Out, yeah.
Let me hold
on. If you go to like the night baseball.
All right,
page.
night baseball page. Hold on. The work, right?
Under work, yeah.
Under work. Okay. Nights baseball.
Yeah, go to nights. All of those are taken with my 120 to 300.
It looks amazing. You do a great job. How long you been doing this for?
For the nights or photography in general?
Let's talk about the nights and then for photography.
So for the nights, I started in the 2015 season.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
So I guess you can say I've been doing it for 5 years, going on 6, with an asterisk because of COVID. But I started, 2015, I started with the nights. I started doing photography when I was a junior in high school. Very
cool. And now, that was what, 3 years ago?
Oh, God. I graduated college 6 years ago, so.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right.
I wish. Good old days.
Oh my goodness. Now you use the same lens for this?
Yeah, I really like that lens because it gives
Holy
you the
cow.
ability to zoom in and out. You're not stuck at one focal length. Prime lenses are great because they're super sharp
All right.
and all that. But with this, I love that 120 to 300 because I can get a variety of shots while still being able to get shots from far away. Like this is through, I was sitting behind home plate for this shot, obviously. I was shooting through a net and it was
That's
a 98-mile-an-hour Michael Kopech fastball. So there's that.
Nicholas said, just check. Now the Altura 8mm is 209. Yeah. I mean, it is super inexpensive. Wow.
And it's really good. It's sharp. Like you can't see it when on that website shot,
Yeah.
but if you zoom in to the shot that I send off for print and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's a really crisp lens.
And what's the aperture at that? How narrow are you dropping down the aperture?
For that shot, I was probably at an f11.
Okay. All right. But this, can you describe a little bit? You're using the D5. This is just amazing to me. That thing is going like 90 miles per hour. Is this luck? Is this luck or is it over the years?
No. Well, it might be a little bit of luck, but planning and work went into it. So I was probably sitting back behind the backstop for at least 2 innings trying to get this shot. I started by finding the best positioning for the shot. So I wanted to frame it up properly to where the pitcher was still in the shot, but you had that foreground with the umpire and the batter and the catcher.
It's just amazing.
Thank you. You can't use autofocus when you do something like this because it picks up on everything else. So I switched into manual and I focused on the catcher and I went out until I thought I was somewhere like halfway between the catcher and the pitcher. And then you just spray and pray and you just hope that the ball is in that focal length when you hit the shutter. So.
Wow.
And
I'm still amazed because, whoa. Now you're using the D5 here, right?
Yeah, I use the D5 with that 120 to 300.
We didn't ask how. So you said from high school, right? So can we talk a little bit about the D5?
Sure.
It's probably your workhorse, right? How long have you had it? It's your go-to probably for everything.
Yeah, it's my go-to for everything sports.
Okay.
I've had the D5 for probably 3 years, I want to say, 3 or 4. I got it maybe a year after it came out. I don't remember exactly when it came out. But it is my go-to for everything sports. It is fast. The focus is crazy fast. With the CF card or with the XQD cards, it is super quick processing. I never have to wait for an image to process to take another picture. And I take so many pictures. Like if you ask anybody that knows me, they probably say that I take way too many pictures because I don't like to miss anything.
What is the frame rate for this? I mean, like the how many frames does it shoot per second? Yeah.
So I think with the mirror down, you can get 13. Yeah. I want to say that if you put the mirror up, which confuses me because how do you see anything? I've never understood that. I guess if you're doing something that's not moving, that works. I don't know if somebody can chime in and say.
Yeah, right, please.
Like how it works.
Come and help us.
Professionals need help too.
That's right. We don't know everything. We just act like we know everything.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we do this every day. But if I think with the mirror up, you can get 14 frames per second.
I'll just say I believe you.
Yeah, it's 13. I want to say it's like 11 to 13.
So this right now at a refurbished or renewed condition is almost $5,000. How much is it brand new? How much?
I think I spent $5,600.
Okay. I
when
mean,
it came.
this is a professional camera.
Yes.
This
Yes, it
is, if you're doing hobby and you bringing, if you're an Uncle Bob and you're bringing this to a camera, for
You are
me,
doing too
I'm gonna
much.
let you do the wedding.
Yeah, no, if you're an Uncle Bob, you should probably invest in a Z6 or something. And that's
Exactly.
like when people ask me nowadays, they say, hey, I want to get into photography. What camera do you recommend? I tell them the Z6
Yeah.
because it's small, it's light. You can still do everything that a professional DSLR camera can do. You just might need the adapter unless you buy all of the Z lenses or whatever Z lens you need. And I mean, it can still you can still go into full manual mode and control everything.
I actually, and you're right, because I mean, not that you need me to tell you that, but I have it on my new photographers list,
yeah,
the C6, because it is. I mean, it's a versatile camera, and you can really do a lot. So if you're just beginning, and you have thoughts of like advancing, the C6 would really do you well.
Yeah, Z6 is a great starter camera. It's full frame too, which is awesome. I mean, if you're into video, the Z7 is definitely more your speed, but for photographers, Z6.
Well, right now, we're both using for this video, is a C6, right?
Yeah.
Now,
I'm using a Z6 with the 50 millimeter.
Yeah, let me go through your next meme. How you feeling? How you doing right now? How you feeling? Is this good?
Yeah, I'm great.
All right, you're having a good time. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. So let's take a look at. Speak of. Oh my God.
This meme, I feel like these dang XTV cards. I don't have one on me. Shocking because they're so freaking small. That I literally feel like I have to wrap them in like one of those huge like protective cases just to get it from the shoot to my apartment.
Yeah.
So that I can get the pictures. Because I feel like if I put them in a pocket and the pocket seems for some reason has a hole in it, it's gone.
It's gone. You're done.
It disappears. It's crazy. But they're great. Memory cards, I mean, they're fast and you can obviously buy them in all different sizes, but oh my God, they're so small. Like with the CF cards, at least you can like feel that they're there.
Do you have a story of actually not finding something? I've had that where I was like, because like a client was like, oh, do you have that photo from a couple of months ago when we did our session? And I'm like, I think I deleted that in my folder. I wonder if I because I'm one of those hoarders. Like I hoard cards, and I only like reformat them when I've already used, or I've already delivered. So sometimes it's still there, and I'm just like, where is this dang thing?
So I shot the wedding that I shot in August. She actually asked me a few months later if I had a shot because their exit, they had to use like I think they were little bells with like ribbon on them because you weren't able to use any like glitter or anything at the venue. It was glittering. I don't know. Yeah. And so, but the guy actually hit her in the face as she was doing their exit with the bell. And she said, hey, by any chance did you capture any of this? We want to hold it against him for the rest of his life. And so thank God I keep everything because I went back in my second shooter, Krista. If you're listening, Krista, hi.
Where is she? Yeah. Krista, come through. Come on, back up your girl. What's up?
Yeah, she captured it, and I was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because we actually did the exit twice. And the first time we were both shooting, but the second time she was guiding me because I was backwards. And so I was like, thank you, Lord. Like now they can torture this guy for the foreseeable future.
For the rest of his life. Let him pay for the error of his ways. Where am I here? What did happen to my did this just it changed over. Hold on, sorry. My the mouse just change over into a different lens. I'm in different screen.
Yes.
All right, so let me take a look. Maybe some of your friends actually are chatting on the live.
I don't know, are they?
Great show. Some tips. Create my first video. Chris, do you know a Chris? Thanks, Chris.
Oh, Chris who?
Chris. Chris. I have no idea. Chris who?
Chris
Tell us
who?
who. Let me see. Let me show.
Such a generic name.
Let me
Sorry, I
show.
don't know.
Let me show us.
Chris.
Let me see. Chris. Chris.
Oh, what's Krista? The one that says partner in crime? That's my PSC.
Oh, that is. Go, Krista. What's up? All right, Krista. I'm gonna say, Krista, you got a shout out.
Yeah.
You got a shout out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. That's pretty cool, right? Look at that. That's
Yeah,
neat.
I'm glad people are watching.
I know, like it's just not us. All
Yeah.
right, so let's.
Thanks for talking to nobody.
So you have this. Is this disc?
Say what?
Is it this memory disc that you use?
Oh yes, I think I use. I don't think I would have bought anything more than the 64, especially because
Yeah.
my D2 slot.
Yeah.
But there are times when I fill up a card in the D5 and I have to move to that second slot. It's happened many times. So
Yeah,
I
I
just-
mean, so I wanna talk some more about your. Wow, come on, girl. What in the world?
that was
What are you
fun.
doing?
That's more of an editing shot. That's
Oh,
not-
okay, all right.
It's supposed to look like a multiple exposure, but I did
No,
that.
that's hype. That
Thank
is amazing.
Thanks. I think he liked it too, which is even better.
Wow. All right, so tell us a little bit of how you edited this, how you shot it, how you edited it, with what did you shoot it with?
Sure. So that's again the D5 with the 120 to 300.
Okay.
He was one of the top prospects in the White Sox system, and he was with us in Charlotte for, I want to say, almost an entire season.
Uh-huh.
I got to photograph him a lot. He's a really nice guy. But he's one of the top prospects in all of baseball. At least at that time, he was.
Yeah, what year was this?
2018.
Okay. All right.
And people were just eating pictures of him up. They were loving it. We were posting them on socials, and they were just.
Well, this is amazing photo. Seriously, though.
Thank you very much. And
As they would say, no cap. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had to bring it in. Laura says, Krista says you're the best. Let's
Thanks,
see.
Krista.
Wait, let me see. Let me see. What's
If you
going on?
scroll down,
Yeah, there you go.
there
There
it
she
is.
says, Krista.
But
And
talking
you use.
about that picture,
Yeah.
I mean, with pitching sequences, I photographed the entire thing from beginning to end,
Mhm.
and then I picked 3 frames. I went off the middle one, so the one where you can see his back, where he's fully extended in his pitching motion. And then I went either 2 to 3 frames prior, and then 2 to 3 frames after, and then I stacked them all in Photoshop, and then messed with the opacity and stuff like that. So.
What aperture were you? It looks like you were using like a 2.8, 3.2.
Yeah, I should probably go up to a 3.2, but I never remember because I'm always just like so focused on.
I mean, it's spot on though. I don't see, at least on this website, it looks sharp.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp. I mean, there are definitely times with it not being a prime lens that the focus is just a smidgen off, but
Right.
I mean, that can't be fixed in post.
Maybe it's
so.
because it's a Nikon.
Oh my god! So the guy who's using the D6. Get out of here!
I'm a Nikon. People
Using
don't
a
know. They think I'm I don't know,
You think
some
you're a
Canon
guy.
shooter or something.
Well, the truth is revealed.
Because I throw shade at Sony all the time. I love Throwing shade at Sony. That's the best. What's that? Say that again?
I said, I feel like we should all throw shade at Sony once in a while, just because they're the newbie. You know what I mean?
And it's so easy. I mean, the color science is really good.
I mean, you always gotta throw some shade at the new guy, right?
That's right. That's right. But with the AF of Nikon, I heard it's really sketchy too. But I mean, it's good to me.
I am fine with it. I mean, I think everybody looks at pictures from other photographers that use other systems and say, "Oh my gosh, their pictures are so sharp. Like, how is that possible?" But I feel like that happens everywhere. Yeah. That happens with Nikon to Sony. That happens with Canon to Nikon. Like, I feel like it's just when you look at other people's stuff, you always see what yours isn't.
Right. If that makes sense. It's true. Yeah. It's true.
So, I mean, I look at people who shoot with Canon and I'm like, oh my God, that is so sharp. Yeah. But then I know that there's people who look at my pictures and they're like, holy crap, that is so sharp. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just seeing things.
Yeah, we're just stupid. Some of us, we just don't know what we want. It's always greener on the other side.
There was literally a point last year where I was like, that's it. I'm selling all my stuff and I'm switching Canon. But I obviously didn't.
I almost thought about switching to Sony. Thankfully, I didn't have the money, so that never happened.
But yeah, that's the whole point. You know how much it costs to sell all your gear and pick up a whole new system? Like, plus everything from Nikon and Canon is backwards.
Yeah.
So I would have to basically relearn how to be a photographer, and I'm just really not up for that.
Yeah, and it's very clumsy. When you start going from one system to another, it becomes very clumsy in your brain. Your brain just kind of go kaput. And let's go from outside to inside, right? So you do wedding photography as well. Can we take a look at some of your photography work?
Should be, if you go back up to work. There it is. See that top one? Yeah.
Let's look at that. All right. Ooh, an OCF photographer. Girl after my own heart. I love off-camera flash. You want to choose which one you want to talk about?
Actually, if you go all the way back up to that first, that actually was the sun. If you go back up, it wasn't an off-camera flash. I do use off-camera.
No, this was natural light. No.
Great photo. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had an off-camera flash on my camera, right? To illuminate them, but that light back there, that's the sun.
So talk to me about what you used in order to capture this photo.
I'm pretty sure I was using my 50 millimeter 1.8.
So you're 50, this one.
Right? Yeah, that one.
That's the 1.4.
No, is that a 1.4?
Yeah.
Okay, well I have a 1.4.
You sent me 1.4, girl.
I sent you an 85 1.4.
Oh, maybe I messed up.
Maybe.
That's not far from a real experience. So let's talk about the 1.4. Obviously has been able to separate. Well, yeah, you talk about it.
Sure. So I mean, I don't have the 1.4, but I do have an 85 1.4, and oh my God, the depth of field is unreal.
Well, let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
You're 85. And
I don't know if I have any photos on my website that are shot with that, because one, that one.
Yeah.
That's the exact lens that I have. Well, it's not renewed, but that's because they don't wholesale.
Yeah, I kind of put all renewed. I don't know why. I just put renewed. I guess it's more financing.
Well, I think everything is. I don't know because I looked for MacBooks on Amazon and they don't have any anymore. They're all renewed. Everything's refurbished. So I don't know if the manufacturers are selling directly from Amazon anymore.
Yeah.
But so I bought this lens because the last season I did with the NFL, I was helping the entertainment department out a ton, doing pictures of the Top Cats and Sir Purr and the drum line, percussion, and I really wanted to make pictures that were just really jumped out at you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, these are the people that on the field that you don't really see too much of, but they're a massive part of the entire production. And I wanted to give them something that was more special than just a normal photo. And with that 1.4 aperture, you don't see anything in the background. Like, it is the creamiest background you've ever seen in your life. It literally looks like almost like what is behind you in this video. Everything is just so smoothed out, and it's crazy. I love, and it's a super fast lens.
You know what's crazy? I've never been fond of the 85 focal length.
No.
Is that crazy?
No, because it's a weird, like, in between.
Yeah.
And obviously you can't zoom in and out because it's prime lens. But,
right.
I mean, if the subject is staying in one place and I can move, it's fine. Then that's what I used it for, is these, like, the cheerleaders, they stay in one part.
Yeah, one focal plane, right.
Yeah, and the same thing with percussion. They have a place on the field where they stay the entire time. So it was more up to me to be the zoom than the lens.
Now, when you're using this lens, do you still use the D5 or are you running with the 3S?
I don't really use the 3S anymore because I do have the Z6 and the D5. Yeah. I will bring the D3s out for when I am shooting a football game and I need a varying lens focal length. Like,
it's a little older technology too.
Yeah, and you can't update the firmware anymore. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if I have to, I'll use it, but it's more of like an afterthought.
Yeah.
I put the 85 on that for the last football game because I knew that the 85 was a super, super sharp lens.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's what I heard. It's one of the sharper lenses in the Nikon family.
Yeah, it's crazy sharp. And I knew that if I put it on my D3s, anything that was kind of holding the D3s back would be able to come through with that 85 because it's so sharp.
That makes sense.
And so I just kind of like counteract anything that the D3s was lacking. But I mean, it's a great lens. It's
the 85, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I use? I love that, and probably that's the reason why I don't like go after the 85. I love my 105.
Do you? I don't have a 105.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy looking.
Yo, if you ever get a chance, I think it will kind of shift something in your mind.
Really?
It has like the quality of the 202, except that it's $1,800, $1,600. So this is like the cheat. If you want the 202, which a lot of us do, this is like the cheat, man. And I try to find ways to use this puppy everywhere I can. If I have to back up,
it's like a beast.
It is heavy.
It looks like it.
And you know, some of my Nikon shooting friends, they're like, dude, the 85, you know, you can have that separation and be in a closer space. I'm like, no, bro.
I don't want to be
nothing like one. I want to be like Laura with my muscles, like.
There you go.
The tiny C6.
Football team across the football field. It worked, I promise.
All right. So let's talk about that photo that you shot, and I know that where am I?
I don't know.
Let's go back to your gear. All right. So let's talk about the photo that you shot here. This one. So kind of run through it. Maybe talk to me like I'm a new photographer. What am I looking at? And what am I thinking when it comes to gear or approach on this photo?
So this was their first look. And I knew that first looks are extremely emotional, just from being a wedding photographer and seeing obviously other first looks. It's just something that gets really emotional. So you want to be able to capture that emotion while also capturing what's around them, but having them be the focus.
Yeah.
And so, but I knew that he was what I wanted to focus on for this, because that's what the whole point of the first look is, for the groom to see his bride in her wedding dress for the first time.
It's
and
true.
it's always a very, very, very deep emotional moment.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to make sure that I got the emotion that was going to be on his face, because they told me, they were like, he's going to cry.
Yeah. It's one of those emotional grooms.
Yeah, I was like, that's my goal. My goal now is to get him crying, because that is how you convey it through the photo.
Yeah.
And so for me, when stuff like this, I always really try to get the emotion, because anybody can take a picture of two people on a deck. You know what I mean?
Right.
But to be able to capture the emotion on his face while also showing that they're in this beautiful setting was something that I was really trying to achieve. And I knew that that sun was going to be really, really, really cool if I could get it just right. And I wanted him to be backlit from it. So I set him right there, and I said, all right, just do what you do and I'll do what I do. And she came around the corner, and I actually have a picture of her walking around the corner. It's not on the website.
Not here, right.
But it's gorgeous because there's shadows coming across her, and because the sun is beaming through. But I don't know if it's this photo or not, but there's no.
Krista says it's one of my favorite photos she's ever taken.
Thanks, friend. There could be a tear on his eye, on his cheek. I'm not exactly sure if it's this photo, if it was the next one in the sequence, but he definitely cried. And I had my off-camera flash on top of my camera.
What were you using? What were you using for the flash?
The Godox. Where is it? Right there.
This one, the 850.
Yes. So
Okay.
I use that because it's a super like customizable lens, I guess you could say. You can set pretty much everything that's on it. You can set a focal length, you can set a brightness, you can set it to trigger, it's a speed light, so it regenerates really quickly unless you're on full power, but even on full power it still regenerates really quickly.
Yeah, and Godox are amazing. They make amazing lights for speed lights.
Their lights are really, really good. When I was searching for the strobe that I use for weddings, I saw the Godox one and I was like, should I buy that? But for these flashes, it's great because you can use them as an off-camera flash on your camera, or you can buy the remote, which is also in that link, to kind of set them off as an off-camera flash with like a softbox and stuff like that. So, go up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I got two of these.
There it is. That's the remote that I use. It just sticks right on the hot tube of your camera, and it connects right to and that's what I use now for like portrait shoots and stuff. I don't bring like electric lighting. Because plugs are scarce usually in places.
Yeah.
So I just bring my 2 or 3 Godox flashes, and I put them on standards with soft boxes and my remote, and off we go.
I said they're not expensive at all.
Not too expensive, no. I mean, you would think that, like, if you look at the Nikon flashes, oh my God, those things are like $400.
Right.
And so I was really, really upset when I first got my D6 my Z6, because
sounds like you want a D6. What are you jonesing for a D6?
But I can't because I need to buy the 400.
Reminded me of that meme I created where that lady is like crying and she's like, it seems everything is happy, but inside I'm dying, wanting the new lens or wanting the new gear.
I love all my gear, but I always want the next best thing.
Yes.
But so when I first bought the Z6, I could not for the life of me figure out how to be able to use my Godox flashes with the Z6.
Yeah.
And I was asking everybody that had the Z6, I said, how are you doing this? Like, are you using a flash? Does it work? They were like, I have a Nikon flash, so it just works. And I was like, I was looking at Nikon flashes, and I was like, I am not.
Right.
I refuse to
Crazy.
spend $400 on a flash.
It's crazy.
When I know that my Godox already can work with it. And if you have a Z6 and you're trying to use a lens, take it out of high speed, continuous, go to single. You'll be able to use your flash. I promise. That's all I did.
Look at I mean the 850 here. It's 139.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, that's a third of the price.
Are you thinking about the V1?
Me?
The Godox, the A1? I'm sorry.
For what?
For flashes.
Am I thinking about? I don't.
You know the round head.
Oh, I've seen those, but
this is it. This is the one I'm using.
I don't know what I would need it for. I've already got.
You still need gear. You need more gear.
Oh, I
Just
don't.
gear upon gear upon gear.
I don't even like. Okay, this is where it comes into professional photographers to learn. What is the round head for?
I have no idea. I just know it's new and I want it.
Can somebody let us know what is the round flash for?
Well, anybody? I think what they have is the fall off, the corners on the fall off. It has that round.
You know, see, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because if I'm ever in flash mode and my shutter's too fast, I have that line.
Yeah.
Maybe if the shutter's too fast, it'll kind of more vignette.
No, that shutter line is actually the shutter itself closing up. So.
But I wonder if it'll vignette instead of just be a harsh line.
Oh, that I don't know.
Anybody want to experiment?
Because we won't.
Because I don't have the flash. I can't help you.
let me ask you a question. So you say you do the portrait work.
Yes.
So do you have any portrait work in here?
Yes, I do. Well, there's engagements, but then there's also portraits right there.
So which one do you want me to go to?
If you want full-on portraits, go to that.
Yeah, because I want to talk about the way you light your portraits.
Sure. So this one was actually lit with just a single Godox flash. There wasn't even any softbox on it, because it was a very.
And this is Krista.
No, that's my friend Bailey.
Bailey, hi Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me.
She just became a realtor in that photo, and she needed a new headshot.
Oh,
so
very nice. That's a very nice headshot.
It is. It's gorgeous. It's probably one of my favorite headshots I've ever taken.
Now, how many lights are you using here?
Just one.
Nice use of ambient natural light.
Yeah, I'm a big person on natural light, and I know that a lot of photographers say that if you're a fan of natural light, it's because you can't use artificial light. But I know how to use it.
I'm sure nobody's made a meme about that. Not
sure
at
there's
all.
a meme somewhere about that. But I like to use both at the same time.
Yeah, it's a good use. It's a fantastic balance. Where's the light coming from? To her left or right, rather?
It's coming from that side. It's coming from this side.
Her right side. Her right side.
This is backwards. It's coming from this side of the photo. Listen. It's coming from this side of the picture.
All right, on this side. Oh, do you see my mouse? You see my mouse? On this
other
side.
side.
This side. Yes.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
But it's more. I mean, it's in front of her, but it's just slightly off to the side.
Okay. Do you have the flash off camera or you have it on camera?
It is off camera, and during the shoot, I actually forgot the standard, so it is resting on some of her outdoor furniture. It worked, though.
Hold on, give me 1 minute.
You're fine.
Oh, go ahead. So it's resting on her outdoor furniture. I love it.
Resting on her outdoor furniture.
Okay, so which flash were you using?
The Godox. They're both. I was using. I only have the 850s, and so I used that. That's at full power, because I really wanted to illuminate her since the sun on back was so bright. I don't remember what settings. That was a few years ago, but
no, it's fantastic.
Thank you.
I love it. And you said you didn't modify this one.
Modify how? Like edit?
No. Modify as in like a softbox or something like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a softbox at that point. I just had the flashes, and so I just kind of tinkered around with it, and I mean, I think it turned out pretty well.
You did a great job. Now, on your gear list, you do have some soft
Yeah.
boxes. Is there one here that used that?
Yeah, so these coming up, the more studio shots, I do
Uh-huh.
use soft boxes, just because it's closer proximity. I was actually in Allie's apartment there.
Okay, so
Um,
talk to me about the gear you use, the lens, your choice of lens, and how you lit her.
so I want to say for this, I used my 50 millimeter because I wanted to create separation from the background,
Hmm.
even though
And for
she,
everybody, we're showing the 1.4, but
I
she's
have one,
using the 1.8.
yeah. But I wanted to create separation because we were in such small, like close quarters because we
Hmm.
were in her apartment
Can't
that
be
I
that small. That 50 couldn't be that almost a
well,
full
but
body.
with a full frame, I mean, I was kind of
Mm.
standing in.
So you're using the 5, the D5.
Sorry.
You're using your D5 on this?
Um, yeah, at this point, I don't think I even had my Z6.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so I definitely used the D5 full frame with the 50 millimeter. If it wasn't the 50, then it was my 24 to 70. But I'm pretty sure this was my 50 because there's no, like no distortion or anything. Um,
Okay. Now I
but
see that she has 2 catch lights. So what are you use?
mhm.
What light you're using?
So I had my two Godox flashes in the 30-inch soft boxes on those standards.
This one.
Um, yes, those are what I use with my Godox flashes, and
Hmm.
I lit her equally from each side. They were in front of her, probably off to like a 45-degree angle, going
Yeah.
towards her. Yeah,
Very nice.
thank you.
When you're shooting these portraits, what's your angle of approach? Are you like shooting from the top, or are you shooting kind of straight forward?
So it depends on who you're shooting. Like with her, she knew her good angles,
Okay.
um, and so she and I'd show her every once in a while what I was shooting, and she'd be like, "Ooh, no, I want to change this." And so if you're working with someone who's been in front of the camera before, it's a lot easier because they know how like what looks good with them. But I'm usually at least equal with them,
Okay.
not shooting slightly down just because everybody looks better when you're looking a little
Angle,
bit.
yeah. Now, do you
Yeah,
use an Apple box? How tall are you?
I'm 5'8", so
Okay,
I'm
you're
pretty
tall.
tall.
Yeah, you're pretty tall.
Um, but yeah, I do have to use an Apple box or like a step stool if I'm shooting like the Knights players
The
or
athletes,
the
yeah. Hmm.
players or anything like that because they're all like 6 feet tall. So,
Yeah, and you
um,
have to be bending to shoot me because I'm 5'4", so there it is.
but like for these guys,
Uh huh.
um, I was on an Apple box for them for
Yeah.
sure because those are football players. So, they're all a lot taller than
And are they shot the same way with the same lighting scheme?
So I this was 3 years ago at the ACC football kickoff.
Hmm.
Um, I was using no, because they were shooting video at the same time that I was
Okay.
photographing, and so I was using my constant light setup, which should be in that link. Um,
Which one?
you just
Yeah.
plug them in and turn them on, and because they were doing um, going, I don't know.
This one? I don't. It might not be
No,
the LinoSudio. This might not
no,
be it.
those are strobes. They are the same brand though.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so they're the
let's
same
take a
brand.
look at that.
You can look at those. Those are the strobes I use for weddings. I
Uh
have
huh.
4 of them.
Okay.
Um, but for the constant lights, they come with umbrellas. You just plug them in, turn them on, and they illuminate the subject constantly, obviously, because when they're shooting video, unless they want the strobes for like that added effect, they need that constant light source. And so they were shooting, it was kind of like a GQ style shoot.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
They were doing video of them posing while I was taking pictures of them posing.
I see. Because I know I don't know about you, but most, maybe I shouldn't say most, and people can comment if they follow the same kind of method as I do. But a lot of off-camera flash photographers do not like continuous lighting.
It depends on what I'm shooting and the other people that are around me if I'm working with a team. Like obviously if a videographer's there and they need constant lighting, then I will provide them with constant lighting. They actually a year later they came back and I think they were doing women's basketball for the ACC championship, and they asked me. Do we
have that here?
No, I don't think so.
I want to talk about how you lit this one, but go ahead, finish what you're lighting that.
They asked me if they could come borrow my constant lights because they needed that constant light source. But I like the constant lights when you're shooting people who are not used to being photographed with strobes.
That makes sense, true.
Because a lot of times they will blink incessantly when there are strobes going off, especially if they're facing directly at them. And so if it's people who aren't used to it, or if I'm doing photos of like families where there might be older, like grandma, grandpa, something like that, I will use the constant lighting just because it keeps them at me.
I got you. So what equipment were you using? Did you use the same lens, the 50, or?
No, this was the 24-70 because on my D5, because they are so tall. a lot of them are very wide. Football players are big guys, and sometimes I was shooting more than one person, so I needed to be able to zoom out and get everybody in that frame.
So this is one of the most versatile lenses on anybody's list.
Yeah, I use that mostly for weddings. That's like my go-to lens for weddings because you can zoom out and get everybody in the shot, and you can zoom in and get the details. So, and it's super, super sharp and crisp. But for being a zoom lens,
Do you own the 1424?
Do I own the who?
The 1424, part of the Trinity?
No, I don't. If I'm gonna go that wide, I have my 10 to 20 millimeter.
Okay, let me take a look at that too. That's a very interesting lens too, because it's not one of the more popular lenses to use, but
yeah, I've had my 10 to 20 for years. Like that was one of the first lenses I got in college to do. I did an independent study on landscape photography.
Okay, yeah.
And so I went to school at Virginia Tech, and so all around are mountains and just rolling hills and just gorgeous landscape. And so I really wanted to be able to capture the whole entire view of it. And so bought that lens, and it's still kicking.
Wow, this is amazing. How you feeling? How's this interview? What do you think?
Great. I love talking about photography.
Yo, I could continue talking. I'm like 1 hour already. What are you doing?
Oh, I don't care.
Let me look at this because I love the way you lit it. Very interesting, moody, and very sport-ish, if that makes sense. So I'm not sure. Obviously, you can't. I was gonna say that maybe the backlight, but it's too narrow to have a backlight. So tell me how you lit this and what you shot it with, and how you approach shooting it.
So this, obviously, if anybody knows the Carolina Panthers, this is Brian Burns. He's one of the standout players the past couple years. He was drafted a few years ago, 3 years ago, I want to say, 2 years ago. And the Panthers asked me if I would help them shoot the new draft class, which was Brian Burns, George Little, Will Greer. And so they said, we've got multiple stations. Would you like to help us? And I was like, of course, I would love to help you. This is amazing. And so we had a huge setup with a white backdrop, and there were honeycomb lights, and there were strobes and everything. But then we wanted something that was a little bit more kind of personal, not so editorial, I guess you could say. And so we were actually in the Top Cats locker room, which the Top Cats are the Panthers cheerleaders.
Okay.
And they have these black metal lockers.
Okay.
And so we said, hey, sit in this locker, and we lit them with just a single ring light.
Oh, wow, that's a ring light?
A single ring light on full power. It's not the ring light that I have, but the ring light that I've got, if I look right at it, my eyes burn.
Not this one, right? Not this one.
It was actually a bigger one.
Okay.
It was probably more of a 15-inch ring light, 15 to 20. It was a big ring light. And I shot it with my D5 and my 50 millimeter because I really wanted to focus on their eyes. So if you look at that photo, their eyes are what is really in focus.
Yeah.
And because you can see there's a little bit of blur on his uniform.
Uh-huh.
And so I shot it at 1.8, and I mean, they just loved it. The whole experience, they were just eating it up because they had just been drafted by
yeah, of course.
And now they're doing photo shoots and like it's the whole experience, and they're like, holy crap, this is so cool. And so you were really like doing it up for them, and you had them going to different stations and taking their pictures and changing jerseys and stuff like that. And so it was a really cool experience, and they loved it, and we got some really, really good images out of it.
Well, I want to pivot a little bit because I asked you to send some of your clothing for the shoot. And some people may think, why would you do that? Because, you tell them.
So as a photographer, it is very difficult to find comfortable clothing that actually works with photographing stuff.
I'm enjoying this, girl. I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying this conversation so much.
I think this is so much fun. But this jumpsuit, I actually have the short sleeve one. It's a black one. And I wear it for weddings.
Is it here?
Yeah, it has pockets, but it's also it's the same one. It's the
same one, just black. Okay.
Yeah, it's got short sleeve. That one, I have that one. That is the one I have. One right there. It has pockets. It's super flowy, so I could literally I could get into the weirdest positions to take pictures and still be okay. I wouldn't rip anything.
And we get some weird positions. I can't imagine as a sports photographer what you have to do in order to get the shot.
I've laid on the ground. I've looked like Spider-Man before. You do anything to get the shot. But with this, it's so great because there's pockets, and it's a great little jumpsuit, and it looks professional.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Like you're in like a sack. I mean, you can dress it up. It's super comfortable.
Definitely.
You can move around in it. So I love that. That's so comfortable.
I am so glad I asked you for clothes because this, a lot of us I'm in photography groups. I'm a male. So it may not be so difficult for me. I just throw on something, but I can't imagine being a female photographer having to kind of be in places and have to hide.
Oh my gosh. It's rough because you have to make sure that you look presentable, but you're also comfortable because the job you do isn't just standing there. So you've got to be able to move, but at the same time, you can't be worried about what's going to happen if you do move.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love this, because even if it snaps at the top. So, and that thing is hard to undo. So I know that if I have to move in a weird way, it's not going to come open. I know that it's not going to rip because it's stretchy. I feel very secure while wearing that, knowing that everything is safe.
Now, do you wear also the shoes that she has on? No, right?
I actually have those, but I don't wear them. Those are Target.
Now, where are the other ones? Just
no, those joggers. Those aren't the joggers I have. I have the ones right there in that photo. I wear these for football games because you're not allowed to wear leggings. just as a professional thing.
Okay.
And so I wear these joggers because they are the softest thing on the planet. I have really long legs. I have to buy a tall in all of my pants, and
And
they
it's not
fit.
very expensive either. It's really good
No, they're
price.
so cheap. They hit me right at my ankle, so it's not like there's anything that's gathering or getting in the way. And they have pockets. They have a drawstring, so that even if you do have to keep something heavy in your pockets,
Yeah.
you can tie it and it won't like fall down. And I've done many a sprint across a football field in those. Unfortunately, and they've been perfectly fine. So, I mean, they're not hot. They're just very, very comfortable. I wear them around my house. Even
And
when
you
I'm
know
not-
what? They don't look like joggers. Because look at this lady.
Right.
And she looks...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's pretty good.
there's nothing that's like super eye-catching about them, which I think is good, because if someone's paying attention to my clothing while
Yeah.
I'm working,
Mhm.
that's a problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I like to blend in as much as possible. Like at weddings, I ask them, I say, what is your color scheme?
Okay.
That way I can match the color scheme. I don't stand out like a sore
Oh, so
thumb.
you have all different colors?
I don't have those, no.
Okay.
But I try, if I'm going to wear pants at a wedding, I try and match the color scheme with like a shirt.
That's an interesting take. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I don't want to, if my second shooter gets me in a photo, I don't want to stand out. I don't want to be the photo. So I either wear black or I match the decoration.
That
so that I
makes
kind of
sense.
almost blend into the decoration.
Pro tip. Okay, pro tip.
You should
Pro
have
tip.
graphics.
I know I should have. Wait. Let me see. I gotta put some music up in here. Where is it? Where is it?
There's just little things that you learn.
There it is. Here we go. Hold on.
Okay.
Pro tip.
Blend into your wedding surroundings. Don't worry.
You got another one here. Now what is this one?
Not that one.
Oh, that's the same one. The other
back.
one. Okay.
Go to the left.
This one.
Okay, so those are cheap yoga work pants. So every woman knows, at least that I've talked to, knows about Beta Brand, which is a company that creates work pants that are essentially yoga pants. So they're really, really comfortable, but they're like $100. So I can't afford that. I'm a photographer. And so I went on Amazon and I searched.
Whoever thinks that photography is going to make them a whole bunch of bucks, I need to speak to IPS photographers, or because those are the people that...
Even like a lot of my friends that I know that are super successful photographers, they're not rich. You know what I mean? But anyway, these have belt loops, so you can put a belt on them. They are skinny, so they're not like flapping around in water or mud if you're in a
Oh, and they have pockets too.
They have back pockets, which you could put your phone in, or you can put I don't know, mints. I don't know, but
your lens caps. Your lens
caps. Thank you. You could put memory cards, although don't lose them. But they're just super, super comfortable pants, and they make the butt look good.
look what my brother June said. My brother, as in my friend, he says, he says, I'm looking forward to seeing photos of Lemuel in these. That will not happen. That will not happen.
Come on, that's no fun.
All right, so
that's the only clothing I think.
I've had you here for an hour and 20 minutes. So let me do this. Let's gonna close it. I'm not gonna take all your time here. And thank you so much again for hopping on. So let's talk about how you get your stuff in the places that you go. Now, you did say you use a think tank, and I'm not sure if these are the ones, but
my think tank is a few years old.
Okay.
But I mean, they're all essentially the same thing.
Yeah. Now you said you have a bigger one, so I was looking at the this one's, which I think looks more like
Oh,
You know,
that's
like,
massive.
yeah,
That's like a suitcase. So
right.
mine is technically like the carry-on size. If you
Okay.
wanted to, you could pack all your photo gear and use it as like your airport carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it fits my 300, my 70 to 200, my 85, my 50, my 10 to 20, my fisheye, my flashes, my 3 camera bodies. Like it fits everything. And it's also got a pocket for like cords or extra memory
I mean, think
cards.
tanks are industry standard.
Yeah, they're very. I've had my think tank for probably 4 years now,
Uh-huh.
and the only thing that is wrong with it is that my cats decided that they wanted to chew
Sharpen
on
their
one of.
claws on it.
They wanted to. No, they weren't. I don't know what they were doing, but for some reason they are just completely enthralled with one of the straps that holds in your tripod, and so it's like frayed. But that's it. That's the only bad thing about it. And
Let
it
me
wasn't even anything that I did.
let me you use I saw in your photo that you use an Apple Watch. Do you ever count how many steps you take?
I look every single day, especially when I'm shooting stuff that I know is going to be like super intensive, like football
Yeah.
games and stuff. But it, whew, it can get up there
What
sometimes.
was what was the highest? Because mine was like at a wedding. I did like
Yeah,
10,000 or something, like 3 or 5 miles one time. I was
that's
like,
it.
what the world?
Yeah, I think I've hit like 12 or 13 in a wedding one time.
Holy moly. Yeah, I think it was like 10. And you know, when you do back to back weddings, you're talking about 25,000 steps.
Who does back-to-back weddings?
I'll keep everything nameless. I won't, won't name
How do you
any.
do a back-to-back wedding? I'm confused. Aren't weddings like an all-day thing?
No, like Saturday, Sunday,
Oh, okay.
Friday.
Confusing. Wow, that went straight over my head. That's fine.
You're like, after 12 hours, there's another 12 hours. What are you, flying to San
It's a night
Francisco?
wedding? Like, I'm confused. I get it. I get it now. I'm up to speed.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
But
And,
yeah, weddings can get. The cat meme that you showed.
oh, yeah, yeah,
That,
yeah. I was going to just show that
that's
and
me
close it
after
out
a
with that.
wedding.
Let me see.
That's literally me after a wedding. It's rough.
Let's take a look. Uh, let's see. Okay, so Mark says, OMG, you're so beautiful and your personality is breathtaking. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it. I don't know how you were able to say how good looking I am through my mask, but I appreciate it, man. Same to you, bro.
Thanks. That's very sweet. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh.
That was not for you. Come on. That's
Yes,
all
it was.
about me.
I'm taking it.
Let's look at this me.
That is me. That's me after the wedding. Krista can vouch for it. Like, cool. I look like I've been through a war.
I'm going to try to.
I usually book weddings for when it's like really freaking hot outside, and it's not, it does, I had to change my shirt at my August wedding. It was bad. I literally had to change shirts.
This was actually one of the more not viral. I was going to say viral, but one of the more favorite memes.
Yes.
And this is a video, no?
I don't know.
This was a video. Yeah, this
Oh
was
yeah,
a
I think
video.
they kind of zoom in on him.
Yeah,
God,
because he was just like a cat that's like,
he was just chilling. He was like, "Why are you staring at me?" Oh my god. Plus, it's a cat, so like that's even better. I wish I could show you guys my cats, but they're so sick of me that they're just sleeping through this.
do they hear me now? Are they like at
can
least now saying, oh, there is somebody on the
Yeah, they can hear
screen?
you. Yeah, there's Will Greer.
Let's see. Yeah, right here. Let's put the cat's face.
Oh my gosh, that's such a cute cat. Hello. So yeah, I wanted to really focus on their eyes.
Yeah, so you're using the ring light. Oh, all of these were shot with the ring light.
Yes, all the
Not
football, all the
these.
Panthers ones, not those. The Panthers ones, yes.
Okay.
That one was shot with the constant setup.
I got you. Let's take a look. Virginia Tech.
Also, go Hokies.
It's a little different.
Yeah, so one of my friends, he wanted to take like some pictures during Christmas with his two girls. They're twins, and they were making cookies. You can see the next one, but we did some portraits of them, and
Now,
they just
are you using light here
yeah.
on
I'm
camera?
no, so that's actually one singular Godox flash with those with the 30 millimeter or the 30-inch softbox. Um,
This one.
so
Oh yeah,
that
beautiful
one.
light. Beautiful light.
I had the flashes weren't on full power because that would have completely blown out
Sure.
like the skirts and stuff. And I wanted, I still, you can see the window in the back. I wanted that natural light coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
And
Well,
so,
it was nice, kind of like a little bit of like a side light from the window.
yeah, exactly. I love to incorporate the natural light while also using the artificial just because it gives it more of a not trying so hard feel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it makes it the natural. I think
Yeah,
off-camera
natural. There you go.
photographers. I know, right? It's weird. Like off-camera photographers are like, we're gonna use artificial light, but we want it to look natural. You're like,
For
are you?
sure. Because I don't, unless I'm doing like something where I want it to just look so extra and over the top, I
Mhm.
try and make it look as natural as
I
possible.
think most of us attempt to do that, but this is very natural. I mean, you could tell actually because we're pros, we could
Right.
tell that there's another light happening here.
Mhm.
But to a person, probably they probably don't even know. It looks like you just, and
Right.
that's part of the issue, right? Because people are like, "Oh, I could take that with my iPhone." You're like,
Ugh, iPhone
um,
photographers.
"No, you
Oh my god,
can't."
they kill me. It's okay.
Um, Natural light.
Natural light with a little bit of a lens flare post
Oh, in
processing.
post. Nice.
The natural light obviously from behind her, but
Hmm.
I did have an off camera flash on my camera for
Yeah.
these. I want to say I don't these were a couple of years ago as well, so I can't remember exactly if they
Speak
were.
of, can we close it up with some of your beginning photos? Would you?
I didn't find them.
Yeah, sure. You didn't find it. I
I'm
know.
serious.
I can't find mine either.
Oh, I wonder. I don't know even know where they would be.
I
They're
can't find mine either. People were like, you must have been good." Yeah, yeah, exactly. When I
Yeah,
started,
I was
it
the
was
best.
perfect.
No, I started my sports photography journey
Uh-huh.
at Virginia Tech when I wasn't playing softball. I was shooting for Hokie Sports.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, if you go to sports, there might be some photos from back in my Virginia Tech days. That's obviously not it.
Oh, look at this.
Um,
Is that Cam?
it is.
Nice, Mr. Cam. How are you?
He was literally one of the best subjects to photograph because he loved the camera.
Oh,
He
I
would
mean,
find
he's amazing. You know,
he's
the best
amazing.
looking guys in all of sports.
Yeah, they are.
What?
He
Come on,
loves the
stop.
camera. What?
The man Zion?
Oh, there's another one in there. I think of Zion. This was at the men. There we go. Oh, that's not
Oh,
Zion. I
that's
have one very
that's
similar. Hold on. I have one very similar to that of Zion. He's dunking.
I
I don't know.
always, you know, the way you guys.
Ah, there it is.
Wow. Did this become national? Did this go?
No, I was shooting for the ACC, so it was just kind of like an internal thing.
Oh no. Well,
Unfortunately.
we got to see it, so that's
Yeah,
good.
that's true. Welcome.
There it is. There it is.
If you scroll, I don't know I don't know if you can see it. There might be some tech football or tech basketball in there. I'm
No,
not.
we'll just leave it with Zion here. Then
Oh,
there's
okay, that's
this
fine. That was a couple of
incredible.
years, definitely not my early days.
All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Ah, I like this photo. Very
That's a
nice.
double. That's a composite image. So I took a picture
You do a
of.
good job with this composites.
Thank you. I took a picture of the stadium, the lighting inside the arena,
Mm-hmm.
and then I overlaid it on a picture of him when he was getting ready to either inbound a ball or just waiting for something.
Well,
But he
it
was just
looks
sitting there.
amazing. In fact, I was looking. I was gonna ask you actually, what do you use to edit? And I have here. The Adobe Cloud, right? You pretty much
Black
use.
Widow. I have a MacBook Pro. I've got a 2016 one, so it's got the fancy touch bar. But I use Lightroom primarily to color correct and crop and do all of the primary stuff.
Yeah.
But once it gets to needing to add in elements or doing composite images or removing anything,
Yeah.
that's when I go Photoshop.
Photoshop, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's true. I think, well, when I finally get to interview a handful of photographers, we could really find out whether or not it is our go-to. Most people do the editing, the batch edits with Lightroom.
Yeah, I found it really nice because I can go through the pictures and I can find one of my presets that I like on the photo, and I can apply that immediately to all of them. And then all I have to do is go through and tweak, and it cuts editing time down crazy amounts.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say maybe we could have you come and talk about your approach to editing, but that's gonna be another time. Well, let me ask you, how can people get in contact with you? Those that are in Charlotte, or those that maybe, do you have a way that people can learn from you? Do you have that now? Is that available for people?
I don't, but I would love to be able to start something like that. I mean,
can I show your contact?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll actually show how to get in touch with me.
There you
go. That's just the contact form.
Maybe the info. Let me see the info.
I don't know. Maybe.
About.
Ooh, maybe.
Let's see. Right here.
Yeah. So, that's my phone number. Awesome. I will.
It is on your website, so.
I know it's on my website, so people can contact me. It's okay. So my Instagram is Laura Wolff Photo.
Mark, do not be weird.
Yeah, please don't be weird. You know a lot of weirdos. If you would like to know information, I scroll through my requests every once in a while, and I will answer people who ask questions about photography.
Also Instagram at LWolff Photo, right?
Laura Wolff Photo.
Laura Wolff. Okay.
Yeah. So it's LAURAWOL, 2 F's, no E, photo. Yeah. And my Twitter is the exact same thing. I use Instagram the most. But yeah, there's all the stuff that I shoot.
Do you travel?
I do.
For weddings and things of that nature?
If someone wants me to, I do. The furthest I've gone is like up to the mountains. A couple hours. I don't know if we consider that traveling, but I mean, I wasn't in Charlotte, so.
I think I drove for like 3 hours one time, and I said, you know what? I'm going to consider myself a travel photographer. So
exactly. There it is. Hey, add it to the resume.
That's right. That's right. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Maybe a gear that your go-to, or I see that you have a Mavic. I don't know if this is this one.
I have the Air 2. Nope. Yeah. Yep. Air 2. I think.
Not this one.
No.
Something like this.
It's a DJI Mavic Air 2. I actually took the most recent picture that's on my Instagram. I don't know if you can go to my Instagram.
Sure,
on that.
Yeah, I have an Instagram. I could get your Instagram.
That most recent picture I took is with that Mavic Pro. It's literally pitch black at night. Well, it's not pitch black because I'm in the city, but I had it on tripod mode, and the shutter speed was 2 seconds, and it is still so sharp. It's crazy. If you're looking for a drone, the Mavic Air 2 is unbelievable.
You know what? Would you be able to send me the link for it so I could put it on your camera, your list?
I did. I want to say I did in that last email.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. like just before we went on.
Let me just fix this so that everybody can see this beautiful
Yeah, that
photo.
one.
Let me just go ahead. Oh, I know. Hold on.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite photos I've ever taken. Ever.
This one.
Yeah, but you can't see all of it.
Is that it?
The amazing part is the skyline. Zoom out.
Zoom out. Okay, zoom out. I will zoom out.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Okay, hold on. I think that's
The skyline's up top.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay. You know what it
Yeah.
is? It's just this thing is wigging out on. Well, not wigging out, but let's see. Trying to get. Nope. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay,
There it
okay.
is. There it is. How's that
So that
now? Is that
I
better?
took that. Yeah, I mean that's fine with me.
You're being covered. Hold on. Go ahead.
So I took that with the Mavic Pro. Or the Mavic 2 Air 2, sorry.
At night.
At night at a
Wow.
2-second exposure. That thing was literally flying with a long exposure, and that's like if you look at it close enough, you can see there's like car light trails around on the road.
Yeah. Let me.
Unbelievable. When I took that and I got it onto my computer,
You were like, that's amazing.
I like didn't know what to say because it was so, I was like, what?
Yeah, there's the light trail that you're talking about. I think that's what you're
Yeah,
talking about, right?
and obviously the fireworks.
Right
But
there, yeah.
it was absolutely insane. I got that onto my computer and I was like, because everything looks good on your phone because
Right.
it's so small. But when you blow it up on your computer, like it is unbelievable. It's so crisp and it's so sharp and the colors are so true and everything is like perfectly exposed from the fireworks to the city to the trees that are around the ballpark. Like it was just absolutely.
Do you need a special training or a special skill to shoot this?
No, because I still am terrified to fly a drone and my hands were shaking the entire time I was taking this picture. It is so scary flying a drone. Like it's just, it makes me nervous.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. How long have you been flying a drone? Is it new to you?
For the most part, yeah. I don't do it regularly. I do it for special occasions like this, or if I'm just like bored and want to go take pictures from a different viewpoint. Because it really gives you an angle that obviously you can't get unless you're like in a helicopter or have a drone.
Right.
So,
yeah, I thought you had taken that photo that you sent so that I could see you, the initial stadium photo. I thought you had taken it from like a helicopter or something.
No, the one with the fisheye?
Yeah.
No, I was on the roof of that one.
Okay, very cool.
If you look at third base, the third baseline roof, I am like near that flagpole.
You're actually on the shot. Okay.
Well, no, I'm not in this shot, but I like where I can show you where I took that other shot from.
Okay, go ahead.
So if you go down, you see home plate?
Oh. Yeah.
If you go directly down is where I took that fisheye field from, but on the roof. There. To the left.
To the left.
Right by that massive light pole.
Right here.
Oh, to the right a little bit. Right there. Yeah.
How'd you get up there? I guess you have special access.
There's a hatch to get up to the roof.
Well, come on, girl. This has been so much fun.
Photographer, you get perks.
Yeah, this is so much fun.
I know. I could literally do this all day.
Oh my goodness, I can too. And I want to let everybody know that I do have your gear, your gear list here in the storefront. Let me bring it back. So anybody wanting to get your gear,
I can plug my Instagram.
Yeah.
So I can hold it up to the camera. Is it gonna focus?
Is it focus? I mean, I could do it for us here. I could do your Instagram now because I was on it
Should I
just
be
a
an
second ago.
influencer? Oh, there it is.
There it is. Let me
Laura,
get closer. Hold on.
my arm's gonna fall out.
There you go, everybody.
That is my Instagram.
Follow her at L
Ugh.
Laura Wolff with a double F.
Yeah, no E. 2 F's, no E. Photo.
Yeah.
Laura Wolff photo.
Laura Wolff, follow everybody. Did I just say that? I said that correctly.
Oh, there goes.
Do that again one more time.
Oh man, it like went out. It was weird. No, okay.
There it is.
Okay, there it is.
There it is, and I'm lowering down the exposure so that everybody can see it better.
Man.
There you go, everybody. Follow Laura, please. As you can see, she knows what she's doing. She's fun, and she's giving. So it's such incredible content you gave to us today. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, and if you go on my Instagram, I try and when I do like my reels and stuff, I try and list all of the equipment that I'm using that I use for the photos that I put at the end of the reel.
Yeah.
And if you guys want me to do like kind of tutorial kind of stuff, I mean, now that I know how to set up my Z6
There you go.
web streaming, I feel like I can really help you guys with that.
Yeah, and I sent you already my affiliate link for the software I'm using. Live. That's I love that software. When you download that software through my affiliate link, you will love it as much as I love it. And I'll tell you what. Listen, because you have contacts, and if you could show them that you could go on live like I am, I'm telling you, it'll open doors for you that it's like a production work because you have the lights already. You have the know-how. So people don't know what we know, you know, and now you have the capacity to bring your professional camera into your computer through a software, and you could just set yourself to be hired.
It focuses on me wherever I go. That's freaking nuts.
I know. I mean, that's my C6. Look at this. That's
right?
A 35
no, autofocus on this is crazy for video. That's great.
It is fast. See?
I know, right? And that's when I was holding it up. The only thing that was focusing, it's got face detection too. Yeah. So it was looking at my face first. So I had to put the phone in front of my face.
Right. Exactly. That's what you have to do. But oh, Laura, it has been so much fun chatting with you. I hope it's been the same.
For sure. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, anybody have any questions? I know there was about 7 people that were hanging out with us.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, one on the live. I know on the Amazon Live, it's about control. They said, can confirm it's why we stay behind the camera. That was 18 minutes ago. Sorry, Krista. I'm sorry, Krista was chatting with us.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Wait, let me see. Yeah, she says, let me see what she says.
It's about control, right? What's about control?
That's what.
Who's that? That's not Krista.
That's June. Krista says, can confirm.
Oh.
It's why we stay behind the camera. Let's see what she said. Which iPhone was she holding up? Which model?
Ooh, I have the iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Oh,
so
snap.
Go big or go home.
Flex
I have
City.
Blue one.
Me too.
The blue one is very, very gorgeous. So pretty. Don't mind my nails. That's fine. But
I have it too.
It's gorgeous. And it's so...
Are you going to be a hand model for your iPhone? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the iPhone 12 MacBook Pro.
If I didn't have the fattest fingers on the planet, I would.
She's so crazy.
It's okay. I mean, I'm able to hold heavy cameras, so I'm cool.
So David said, which iPhone was she holding up? And which you answered. And she said, that's why I'm trying to decide on upgrading from my iPhone 8 to the iPhone 12 Max Pro, the 512 gig one.
Okay, 512, that's massive. I don't know. That's 512 gigabytes is twice the storage of my MacBook Pro.
Wow.
I don't know why you would ever need 512 gigabytes to have on your phone. I have the 250 something one. I don't know exactly.
Well, if he's shooting with the the 12 Max Pro, and he's doing 4K, it really can.
That's true.
It just turned off your camera.
Oh wait, why?
Because of the battery, probably.
Oh, you think so?
I had the same issue.
Oh, no.
So
Okay,
I actually bought a dummy battery. Let me show everybody my dummy battery. So while you're switching it up, let me go.
Oh, you can see my lovely TV fireplace.
So let me see.
So there we go. Is that better? Sorry, everybody.
Not yet. It's not yet back, but I'll show the dummy battery.
Hold on. Okay, here we go.
You got it? It's back?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. So, yeah, I don't have the dummy battery for my Z6 because I use it for photo and it's never constantly on for this long. And if it is, it's not actively doing something.
Right.
Like it's been auto focusing on me for an hour and 57 minutes. Yeah. So, and it just died, which I think that's pretty dang good. But I mean, yes. Okay. So if you're shooting full movies on your iPhone 12 Pro Max in 4K, yes, you will need a 512 gigabyte because I do my reels. I will be taking video at 4K. And if I don't go through and delete the reels that I don't, or the videos that I don't need, even with an iCloud storage, they're like, clean it out. You don't have space. So, yes, you will need the 512 full length. Oh, I have full length movies.
Oh, it says I have full length movies, about 40 movies, and I've been trying to find a phone that I can store at least 10 of them so that I could bring it with me wherever I go to watch. So that's one of the reasons why I want the purchase. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Make sure you use my link because everybody, I don't know how we're going to do it, but like I told Laura, any purchases from this live, as well as any clicks on her gear list, we're going 50-50 on it. So don't think, Lemuel is just getting money from all these. No, we're trying to do each other a solid. So you guys please use that link, and any monies, I don't know how it's going to happen. I guess I'm going to have to talk to Amazon, because a lot of the Amazon creators say that Amazon's still behind on like statistics and how a video or a live is doing. So I'm not sure, but I know what gear we're trying to sell. So, I can see the date on where it's purchased, and we'll make it through. Yeah, because my desire is to do this, is to bring the photographers that follow me, obviously, into the limelight, highlight them, hopefully connect them with people, and then on the side, make a little bit of money while we're doing this. So please use this. If you're a photographer, please use merch for Togs and in Amazon. And why have to give Amazon direct money when you could share the wealth with us? And it's not going to cost anybody any more money than they already are. It's just a percentage comes to the sellers. So
yeah, and it's good gear. I mean, all the stuff that I use, I love. I don't have it's all being used. There's not one thing in my camera bag that isn't used. So it's all great gear that'll elevate your photography and really do you some good.
Yeah, well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Laura, you want to say anything? You want to say a last farthing thought?
Don't let 2020 get you down.
There you go. Oops. Well, that sounds like a plan, everybody. So, again, thank you so much for having us. Enjoy. Make sure you follow us. If you are on Amazon, please follow me on amazon.com/shop/memes for Togs. And if you do not yet follow us at and Laura. Make sure you follow her out, Laura Wolff. That's double F. That's without the E. Double F photo. All right. And that's with a P. A lot of photographers use the F.
Oh, I was gonna say, what else would it be with?
All right, everybody. Well, thank you. Until next time.